hello, 0, this is White 10, radio check, over. 0, okay, over. White 10, stand by for long message, over. 0, roger, send line ready, over.
I was walking back to my house because I'd been out for a walk with some friends, and I remember there was 2 cars that drove past me going up my cul-de-sac. And then when I got nearer, I said, are you looking for me? And they said, are you Corporal Lee Scott's wife? And I said, yes. And then they took me inside the house, and one of them asked me to hand my baby to their colleague, and that's when they told me that Lee had been killed in Afghanistan.
He was first diagnosed by an army doctor in 2003 with reoccurring depression and low moods. And it got to the stage where I said, look, we need to get you help for this.
What was meant to be an hour-and-a-half surgery turned into a 5-hour surgery, and they basically opened him up, and inside he was just full of cancer.
I've been losing sleep and it won't get better. I can't get my mind off of you. Days go by and I can't help but wonder if you think about me too. Don't you just hate it, being away from someone you just wanna hold on to? It's driving me crazy, tired of waiting. I really hate being away from you.
You always think in life, you always have these scripts in life that you naturally make, such as, like, you know, telling your mum and dad you've got a boyfriend, telling your mum and dad you're getting married, telling your parents you're going to have a baby. But nobody ever puts a script into you to say to your child that your dad's died and he's not coming back.
When I had to sit Kai down to tell him that Lee had been killed, it was by far the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. And I just remember seeing this little boy looking back at me. He's just 5 years old, and his face just looked completely lost. It was like the lights just went straight out in his eyes.
It's just hard because you see all the families and they're like, got the full family, and I haven't got a full family.
About 9 months after Lee was killed, my cousin persuaded me to go on holiday with her and her family. And at the time, I remember thinking, the thought of going on holiday without Lee and seeing other families enjoying themselves just felt like absolute torture. But it was actually there where I saw Kai really laughing in the swimming pool with his cousins, really relaxing, and I realised that that was the first time that I'd seen Kai laugh since Lee had been killed. And I just started to think how many other children like Kai had experienced the death of a parent that served and hadn't been given that opportunity to smile.
And then my CVO came to me with a pack and he said, look, there's a charity. And I thought, here we go. I don't want to do any charity things. He said, but this one's different.
Although there's some great military charities in the UK, I realised very quickly that there was limited support for bereaved British Forces children and young people. So we set up Scotty's Little Soldiers in Lee's memory, and it's dedicated to supporting bereaved British Forces children and young people. It's there to remind them that they're not alone in their bereavement, they've not been pushed aside, and the country has not forgotten the sacrifice their families made. And to remind them that we're going to support them whenever those tough times come.
One little gesture really does make a big difference. One voucher to say, go out and have a meal, talk. It means a lot, it really does.
Scotty's really focuses on that military connection and reassuring them that they're a part of a really unique and really special community.
Although they're not part of the I've Got a Dad community, they're part of Scotty's Little Soldiers community. They're not any different from anybody else.
If I didn't have like Scotty's, I think I would have been a lot sadder.
Well, a big group of people that someone in their family had died and they were in the army.
Whether their parents served in the Navy, the RAF, the Army, it doesn't matter. Whether it was an accident, an illness, a suicide, an accident on training, you know, killed in action, it doesn't matter. Their parent has served our country, so surely we owe it to them to look after the children they've left behind. These children and young people should be receiving the very best support whenever they need it, and that's the mission at Scotty's Little Soldiers.